Chapter 10 Grassroots Democracy Part 1 Exploring Society India and Beyond for Class 6th NCERT. Children, today we are going to talk about an important topic, democracy and governance, especially at the grassroots level. The word governance simply means the process of making decisions, setting rules, and ensuring that people follow them so that society functions smoothly. Think of your own house. There are simple rules at home like what time you must wake up, how much television you can watch, or what time you should complete your homework. Similarly, in school, there are rules about uniforms, examinations, or how students should behave. Even on the road, we have traffic rules for drivers and pedestrians. Imagine what would happen if nobody followed these rules. There would be complete disorder. So rules, whether in a family, school, or society, are necessary for order and harmony. The system that makes these rules and ensures they are followed is called government, and the process itself is governance. But rules are not made once and for all. They can change. Just as you may request your parents to change a household rule, or students may ask teachers to reconsider a school rule, citizens too can ask governments to update laws when necessary. This is where democracy comes in. Democracy, as you know, is a system where people participate in governance through their representatives. The term democracy comes from two Greek words, demos, meaning people, and kratos, meaning rule or power. So democracy literally means rule of the people. In India, as in most countries, democracy works through representatives. Since it is impossible for every citizen to make every decision, people elect leaders who represent them in assemblies and parliaments. These leaders, known as members of Legislative Assembly (MLEs) at the state level and members of Parliament (MPs) at the national level, discuss issues, make laws, and decide policies. This is called representative democracy. But sometimes, as in your classroom, when voting decides where to go for a picnic, every single person's opinion is directly counted. That is called direct democracy. While India mainly follows representative democracy, at the grassroots level, through panchayats and local bodies, people's participation is more direct, which is why we call it grassroots democracy. Now let us look at how government is organized. Modern governments have three important organs. The first is the legislature, which makes laws. The second is the executive, which implements or executes the laws. And the third is the judiciary, which interprets the laws and gives judgments when disputes arise. Let us understand this with an example. Imagine criminals who use technology to steal people's money online, what we call cybercrime. To deal with this, the legislature may pass new laws on cyber safety. The executive, which includes the police, will investigate and catch the cybercriminals. The judiciary, which is the system of courts, will then decide whether the accused are guilty and what punishment they should get. In this way, the three organs of government work together but remain separate. This separation of powers ensures that no single organ becomes too powerful and each keeps a check on the others. In India, government works at three levels. The first is the local level, which includes panchayats in villages and municipalities in towns and cities. The second is the state level, with state assemblies and governments. The third is the national level, also called the union or central government, which governs the whole country. Each level has its own responsibilities. For example, if a heavy rainfall causes a small flood in a village, the local panchayat might handle it. If several districts are affected, the state government will send help. But if there is a massive flood covering many states, then the central government will step in with the army, relief materials, and funds. This shows why three levels of government are necessary. Each level of government also follows the three organs: legislature, executive, and judiciary. At the national level, India has the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha as the legislature, the President and Prime Minister with the Council of Ministers as the executive, and the Supreme Court as the judiciary. At the state level, there is the Vidhan Sabha or Legislative Assembly, the Governor and Chief Minister with the Council of Ministers as the executive, and the High Court as the judiciary. The local government is simpler, but we will study that in detail in the next chapters. Children, let us also look at the idea of democracy through an everyday example. Suppose your class is divided between two picnic spots, place A and place B. The teacher suggests voting. Half of the class raises hands for A, while slightly more raise hands for B. The majority wins, and the picnic is decided for place B. This is democracy in action. The opinion of the majority decides, but the rights of the minority are too respected. In India, we follow this principle in our elections. All citizens above 18 years of age have the right to vote, and in 2024, almost 970 million Indians were eligible voters, making India the world's largest democracy. Democracy, however, is not just about voting every 5 years. It is about respecting equality, justice, and identity. Nobel Peace Prize winner Rigbeda Menchu once said, "There is no peace without justice, no justice without equality, no equality without development, and no democracy without respect for the dignity of cultures and peoples." This reminds us that democracy must be inclusive and fair to all sections of society, whether rich or poor, men or women, urban or rural, majority or minority. Finally, let us remember the inspiring example of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, India's former president. Though his role was mostly nominal, meaning ceremonial, he influenced millions through his humility, dedication, and vision. He often told young people, "Dream is not that which you see while sleeping, it is something that does not let you sleep." His life shows that democracy is not only about rules and structures, but also about leaders who inspire and guide people towards progress. So, children, what have we learned today? Governance is the process of making and enforcing rules. Governments have three organs: legislature, executive, and judiciary, and in India they function at three levels: local, state, and national. Democracy is the framework that allows people's participation either directly or through representatives. Grassroots democracy, which we will study further, is the system that brings governance closest to the people, empowering them to participate in decisions that affect their lives. This is why democracy is called government of the people, by the people, and for the people.